Chris from MyMMAnews.com, and I am being joined by Patrick Brady. He invited me to his home for this exclusive interview. We were going to do a little breakfast with the Bradys. Couldn't make it happen because my man was in Disney World. Usually people, they go to Disney World after the fight. They get on the mic, they want to say, I'm going to Disney World, but you know what? You got it done beforehand, and now we got the fight in front of us. So before we get into it, Patrick Brady, what's going on,
Adam,
man?
Thank you. Thank you for coming in to my home.
It's my pleasure, man. Dude, you got a gorgeous home, first and foremost, I must say. Secondly, as you know, I've been trying to gun you down for a little bit. I've been telling you, I'm going to get that Patrick Brady interview. I'm going to finally get it, and now we get it right before Stellar Fights. It's going down on November 5th, just a couple days away. And again, I got my man Patrick Brady. So again, you went on vacation right before the fight. So again, a little opposite. So tell me how vacation was, right?
I wouldn't call it vacation, but it was Disney with the kids, man. It was rough. It was rough. I think I clocked more miles in Disney than I do on my Echo bike over here next to me. It was tough, man. It's a lot of work, look, but it's fun. The kids have fun. You know, I had never been, so I got to experience that, and I'm sure we'll do it again.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It was planned for a long time. You know, typically with the fights, you find out within the 10 to 8 week range of a fight date. This thing had been planned for several months now, so it was like no change in it. You know, it still gave me some time to come home and get ready, and plus I was getting ready before. Like, it's not like I went down to Disney out of shape.
Right.
You know, my gym at Martinez BJJ, we're always ready. Always. So we're in there. Somebody's always in camp, whether it's Chris, Kyle, you know, Matt, somebody, anybody. Somebody's always in fight camp. So if I'm not, I'm helping a teammate, we're always getting ready. So.
And Matt's in fight camp right now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he?
Yeah. I believe he's on a December 10th card.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Patrick Brady, who will be taking on Ron Marshall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Ron Marshall.
Ron Marshall. Good matchup, but you know what? You're looking to stay undefeated as a professional. So I want to talk about your journey into MMA because 2018, ladies and gentlemen, is when this gentleman started his journey into mixed martial arts. And again, it's only 2022. So that means he has gone through his amateur career, crushed that. He's gone through his professional career. Now he's undefeated in doing that. And that's just 4 years. And we're coming up on this fight. So tell me how you feel. Just a short time. And what has MMA done for you in that short time? To kind of make
I mean, I feel good, right? So it's no secret that I'm older for mixed martial arts, right? Like, I'm 38, but, you know, my position is that I don't have the miles on my body that a typical 38-year-old seasoned MMA veteran does, right? Like, at 38, he might already have 25, 30 fights under his belt, whereas obviously I don't, right? I'm 3-0 as a pro, 5-1-1 as an amateur, right? And my body isn't beat up. Now, I did play 19 years of football growing up and all that stuff, so I felt all those bumps and bruises, but those bumps and bruises and MMA bumps and bruises are a little different. And look, I feel great. I feel fresh. I feel healthy. You know, the little things that, like, a little shoulder here, hurt here, but, like, they go away, week or two, they go away. For the most part, like, I feel great. Like, I'm out there, I'm fighting these younger guys, I'm winning fights, right? And, you know, I'm having a lot of fun. And like you said, 2018, it was just 4 short years ago. I'd never stepped on a mat, ever. Like, I was never on a wrestling mat. I have a wrestling mat now, but, like, previous to 2018, I'd never been on a mat.
Some boxing experience.
Some boxing experience, yeah. But I had no jiu-jitsu. Right. I didn't even know what jiu-jitsu was. I didn't even know, like, I had heard of the UFC previous to 2018, but, like, to me, it was like, you know, Chuck Liddell, right? Like, I've heard that name.
I have a hard time believing that Patrick Brady in 2018 had never heard of the Gracies.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Yeah, why would I have heard of them? Like, it's just a world that I had never been a part of, right? Like, it's also no secret that a part of my journey, like, in 2016, I got sober, right? So, like, previous to that, I struggled a little bit with some alcohol issues. So, but, you know, that's been addressed, and I've actively worked on that and continue to work on that. So, you know, I mixed my life up well now with martial arts a part of it. So
and martial arts, not even just MMA, because let's go down even further rabbit hole, because the experience that you're bringing into the cage, as you say, I'm going to go ahead and say it. He says a white belt, but he just got done beating a black belt at Fury Grappling. So you're underestimating. I think you're just being humble. Let's be honest. You're just being humble.
I'm being humble, but I'm also cracking a little bit of a joke as well, because like I am a white belt.
Yeah.
Like, look, I've never been promoted past white belt. I've never even gotten a stripe on my jiu-jitsu belt. You know, my coach, my mentor, Will Martinez, he's a stickler for if you want to be promoted within the jiu-jitsu ranks of the belt system, you must put on the gi. And I don't wear the gi, you know what I mean? My training is engineered around getting in a cage, right? Like jiu-jitsu is a factor and does play a factor. But for somebody who has a little more time than I do, they can work the gi realm of fighting into their schedule. I don't have that luxury. So like for me, it's I need to focus on what's most important in MMA and when that cage closes. Yeah. So for me, it's, there's some no-gi grappling, right? There's some no-gi grappling. There's some wrestling. There's a lot of MMA. There's some Muay Thai. There's some boxing. And then like we bring it all together and, we have a great mixture of the martial arts at Martinez BJJ where, Will's able to really bring it all together and put you in the cage prepared. So
I want to talk about that as well at Martinez BJJ. And you're kind of, you're being sandwiched, you're being taken out with some of, world ranked UFC fighters. The Dawkins brothers, you're going out and training with them. You're flying out to Vegas, helping them with camps and everything. So I just kind of want to paint a picture here before I ask my question is, you're getting to help all of these elite guys getting ready for their big fights. They're obviously helping you in turn. And in the short time, 2018 to now, and then before that, the Patrick Brady before that, and then seeing the Patrick Brady now, that just has to be so I don't even know if I can come up with the words for it, because it's just like a polar opposite, and it has to mean so much to you as a man.
Yeah, it's hard to really put into words other than like turning on a light, right? Yeah. Like the way I like to describe it is previous to 2016, I was living in the dark, right? And then I made some changes that needed to be made, and I turned the light on, right? So, and then I got involved in mixed martial arts, and anybody who's ever been involved in mixed martial arts or jiu-jitsu or anything of the martial arts value will tell you that it does have a change on you. It creates a change within. And I've always considered myself an athlete, right? Like I played ice hockey, baseball, football growing up. And I've been able to utilize my athleticism and adapt it and bring it into the mixed martial arts world where I've had a lot of success, and it doesn't hurt that I have guys like Andre Petrowski. He's one of my best friends. Like you know what I mean. You just met my son Declan. That's his godfather. And just in this room alone, we've had Joey Pfeiffer, Body Bags. He's been in here training with me before. Andre, I've had Kyle in here before, like holding pads for me, giving me private sessions. So like, I've had the luxury and honor of being around a lot of premier fighters, man. So I don't know if that's luck, design, whatever, but I've been able to use my mentality and my outlook to put me in a position to where I'm now in a position now at 3-0. Hopefully this fight goes as planned, but like you said, Ron Marshall, he plans to not allow that to happen. And look, he's got more pro fights than I do. He's got more amateur fights than I do too. Like his tapology is a lot longer than mine. Most people's are. Mine only starts in 2018.
But yours are kind of more impressive than others. Let's call it.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's nice. There's a lot of green on my tapology.
Yeah.
And, that's not for anything other than hard work.
And seeing the man that was then to seeing the man that is now, seeing all the accolades you're accomplishing, the people that you're getting to help on top of being helped for a long time, the beautiful family, the beautiful home, everything. What does that mean to you just as a man, seeing that from then to now?
I don't know necessarily what it means to me, right? I know that I'm grateful to have it all, right? Like, what it means to me is kind of like, I don't really know how to explain that one, but I know I'm grateful to have it. Right?
Tough to verbalize.
Right? It's tough to verbalize. Like, I have a lot more than what other people do, right? Mm-hmm. And I had a lot less than I do now, right? But I didn't get anything by accident, you know? Like, everything I got, I earned.
Yeah.
And I had to put the work in, and not just like physical work, like getting on the echo, like sweating it out. Like, you could see the floor, it's stained with sweat, you know? It's not just from the actual physical work, but there's a lot of mental work into it too, right? Like, you have to make sure that every decision you make is made in the best interest of the right thing, right? So, like, everything I had, I got through doing the right thing.
Okay.
And that's all I've tried to maintain is, like, what's the right decision? What's the right thing to do in this situation? And I've been really lucky and blessed and fortunate enough to kind of create some value in my life, and not just like financial value, but like I have real value. Like with my sons, they love their father. With my wife, she respects her husband, loves her husband. So, it's been good, man. Life's been good.
You said something in Cage Sided show, which shout out to them, great show.
Really?
That really hit home to me, and it spoke a lot about your character, and you're a father first, husband second, and everything else comes afterwards.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men, especially in nowadays, can take a lot and learn from that.
Yeah, and look, and that's not an easy balance to make, right? Like, so the way I like to look at it as you only have, let's say, pizza. I'm a heavyweight, right? Let's go. So let's just
Somebody's
say
looking forward to his pizza post-fight.
Right? So, like, let's just say you have a pizza and you only have so many slices, right? Like, that's 24 hours in a day. And you have to take your day and you have to attribute it and give pieces of your pizza to things that need it, that are hungry, that require your attention. And, as a father, my kids are most important. So if the kids require attention and something is if I'm required for my kids, that's number one. They get the first pieces, right? Yeah. And then my wife, as a husband, she needs her husband. And then I'm a business owner. I have Renovations by Brady, so I'm out there doing home renovation, kitchens, bathrooms, basements, stuff like that, and and then I have MMA, and it's no secret that MMA fighters, like, the money that they make early on isn't, like, significant. It's not a secret. And look, we're like, nobody's walking around pretending to be Conor McGregor when they're not. Like, people are pretty vocal about what fighters make early in their careers. And I'm lucky enough that I have other income that with my company that I'm able to go out there, work, blue collar brawlers, field will hunt. Like, I'm a blue collar guy, and I work with my hands all day long. I'm working, and then I'm training at night. And you walked in, I had the baby in my hand, I'm changing diapers. Like, it's go. Yeah. If I sit down, it's I've been a little lucky. I got to sit down out back. I did a patio out back of my house and watch the Phillies game by the fire the other night. Like, there's very few times where I get to sit down and, like, breathe, but that's important too. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of pieces of pizza going out in my life right now, man. And it's not it's not easy. You got that balance game that you got to play. But
well, you know what? The balancing act is going strong, but it looks like everything is going according to plan, and now it's time to focus up on what you need to get done in the cage on November 5th.
November 5th, Stellar Fights.
That fight, it's coming up. This will be your debut at Stellar Fights. You spent your career in other promotions. You're making your Stellar Fights debut. So tell me, what does it feel like to come to the first state of Delaware to make your big debut? Well, your debut for the promotion.
I mean, look, Stellar Fights, he did a great job in putting this fight together. Found me an opponent on the main event on this card, so I'll be the last fight of the night. And I'm honored. This is, I think it's my fourth main event. It's not the first time that I fought outside of Art of War, right, my other promotion. I fought previous to that. I did a main event down in Cagezilla, yeah. So I main evented down there. I fought Brady Kovacs, and So I've been, again, lucky enough that I've been able to main event several events, and I've been able to draw a crowd and show off and put on a good show. So, like, that's what I plan to do. Like, Ron Marshall's tough, man. He's a scrappy. I say this all the time, and it doesn't go without, like, any credit. These guys are getting in the cage with me, right? So he thinks he can beat me. Mm-hmm. He's doing something. He's training. He's working hard. He's doing something. He believes in his skills enough to get in the cage with me. Like, I'm not saying I'm Brock Lesnar, but, like, I'm 255. I take care of myself. I work my ass off, right? And, like, I pride myself on putting in the work. Mm-hmm. And this guy says, I don't give a shit how much work you put in. I'm going to come in there and beat you. So, I mean, look, we're going to find out, right? November 5th. And, you know, it's going to be fun. And I say it all the time, man. Like, I've been lucky enough. I've won 3 fights. My first 3 pro fights. First one by decision. The last 2 were finishes. Mm-hmm. And these guys show up ready to fight, man. Like, the fights have been exciting. It's not like I've mowed right through my opponents. Yeah. They've been exciting. I've been taken down. You know, Cam Graham wasn't really, you know, that exciting of a fight, you know. But, you know, I've been really lucky, and, you know, I hope, and I've worked hard enough to think that, like, it's going to go my way.
You're putting on exciting fights, and you're putting in exciting fights. You're putting in the work with people that are recognizable people, like we just mentioned previously. And you're doing so well that these people think that, I don't care what he's doing. I don't care who he's working with. I see something that I can beat. Yeah. That has to feel like, man, like it wakes something up in you.
It makes you work harder. Yeah. It makes you work harder. I mean, it's like, look, I get in there with Chris and Kyle, and, you know, Chris kicked me in the head the other day. It's like, I get in there with these guys, and I'm standing toe to toe with some of the world's best fighters, right? And my opponents know that. Like, it's not a secret, right? If you go on my social media, you see who I train with. You'll see that I was in Columbus, Ohio, main event, cage side, main event in Chris's Corner at Nationwide Arena. You'll see that I've been to the Apex Center. I've been to the Performance Institute. You'll see that I've been to the I've been there. I've been a part of the world's greatest MMA promotion. I've been a part of the production. I've worn the hat. I've had the suit on. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. And that's the direction that I want to go. And these guys think that they're like, yeah, I don't give a shit where he's been. I'm going to come in there and fight him.
In their head, they can take that from him.
In their head, they're going to, I mean, look, Ron's a tough dude. Yeah. Like, he was, I'll fight you. You know what I mean? Like, without a question, I'll fight you. Sure. Yeah. I think he was even interested in fighting me before. Like, I think he had reached out to someone else asking to fight me. Mm-hmm. So, like, this guy's itching to fight me.
Well, I think your accolades speak for enough for itself. Like you said, Tapology, you have a lot of green. So a lot of people, they see a heavyweight with a lot of green. They see prime target, somebody that I can take something away from and build my name off of.
Build my name up. Yeah, I mean, look, if this guy beats me, like, he puts him right in a position to say, I beat that guy. Yep. He stacks up enough wins, and then maybe he's put in a position that I want to be in. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's what we're doing, man. Right. That's MMA. That's the game. And, like, you know, I want to go in there and put on a show, man. And that's what I plan to do.
So, if you had a perfect world, a crystal ball, if you will, how do you foresee this bout going? Let's just
I want to hit him with a fucking
round one, ding ding.
I want to hit him with an overhand right that sends him into a fucking shadow realm. I want it, like, I want a highlight reel knockout that is just like that. Dana White comes in his pants when he sees it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. I want, like, the Joe Body Bags Piper moment where somebody sees something or, like, holy shit, let's get this guy out to Vegas right away. That's what I want to do. My last 2 fights were submissions. I brought the fight to the ground because that's where the fight went. My coach will tell me wherever the fight goes, that's where you go and that's where you win. Like you saw with another local heavyweight regional fighter, like, you know, some guys like the ground, and that's where they're going to find the win at. Yeah. I found the win on the ground. I can get the win on the ground. I think I can win on the ground, but I want to win standing up. Right? I want to win throwing a bomb.
Yeah.
Right? I want that highlight reel knockout.
Even though, and so UFC is on the radar, even though, like you said, understandably 38 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But still, you want, that's what is on your head, that's where we're going.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? Like, and at one point in my life, that was not the goal. This was just a hobby, and I was just having fun with it. But, you know, I got people in my ears like, dude, you can do this, right? And it's never been done. A 38-year-old, 38 and older has never been signed to a new contract.
Yeah.
Guys have been re-signed that were already in the promotion, re-signed at 38, or, you know, you see Glover Teixeira's 42, right? Like, there's guys that are older than me that are in the UFC. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure nobody has ever been signed, newly signed.
It'd be a hell of a story.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it's never been done.
Right.
So, like, that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And, you know, Ron Marshall's going to try to take that from me. So
it's not unobtainable as far as your goal is where I'm getting at, because let's just call it as it is. 2018 was the first time you got onto the jiu-jitsu mats, and you've done so much work in the world's biggest organization with some of the biggest fighters, and you built such a name for yourself. So again, this story is not unplausible.
No, it's not impossible, and it's funny too because, like, it keeps me up at night sometimes.
Get out of here.
Like, I swear, it keeps me up at night. Like, I'll lay in bed and, like, I'll play out these scenarios and I'll just be thinking in my head. And like, I'm a numbers guy, right? Like, so I like to, like, do the numbers. I'm like, all right, so what are the chances that, like, you know, I get hurt? And if I get hurt, like, what kind of injury would it be? And how long would it keep me out? Or, like, if I lose, like, it's over, right? Like, and you play out these scenarios because it's been my manager, right? We've had the conversation. He said, like, look, you got to be undefeated. Like, you got to be undefeated. Like, it does. 38-year-old with a loss, like, it's a hard sell. Like, you need to be a story. I have to sell your story.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I can't lose. So sometimes I lay up and I'm like, what are we talking? Like 1 in 10,000 chance that, like, I ride this out, right? So, and then I think, like, okay, there's 1 in 10,000 chance. Like, the average person maybe just getting into MMA, they're what, 1 in a million chance? How many MMA new fighters in the country are there? Like, guys that are just starting MMA. Like, is there a million of them? Nah, it can't be. And, like, I run these numbers in my head and it keeps me up. And it's cool because it's a goal. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important to have goals.
Yeah. It keeps you young.
It keeps you focused. It keeps you going in a direction. It keeps you, like, this is like the piece of pizza that's across the room. You know, like, this is our goal, man. Yeah. Like, this is what I'm trying to get to. And it never was really a reality. You know, I never thought it could be true, but, like, I'm there, man. I'm knocking on the door, and, like, I'd like to, you know, stack as many wins as I can and hope that my phone rings. So that's kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know, my wife isn't necessarily on board, but whatever.
I think once she sees the UFC contract and some of
the
numbers involved,
I don't think so. No. Yeah, she's like, look, like, she's not it's just not her, man. No. She's not like, she doesn't care about the accolades. She cares who I am as a father, as a man, you know what I mean? But, like, she doesn't care about the UFC and the spotlight and all that stuff.
Get excited to see you fight?
No, she fucking hates it.
No.
Excuse my language. She hates it, man. Bro. Yeah, she sits in the back, man. She don't even watch. Like, she'll, like, go back there with my sister-in-law or something. She won't even watch. I try to get her in the cage. I think she's only been in the cage after a fight, like, one time. She's not a fan, man. No. But whatever. And, like, you know, we've had this conversation. And it's been a little contentious. But, like, look, I can't do this, try this in 2 years. I can't try this in 3 years. Right. I have to try this now. My time is now. My window is now. I'm 38. I can't do it. I can't try this at 43, right? I can't be like, oh, I tried jiu-jitsu yesterday. I'm going to go to UFC. No. It's like, this.
At that point,
I started it as late as I could possibly start it. I started it later than it's ever been started by anyone ever. You know what I mean? Like, the journey that I'm on has never been completed at the stage that I'm in it, right? So, that's what I'm trying to do, man. And you know, and if I keep my nose down and just keep grinding and keep working, and you know, I get a couple lucky falls and you know, knock some heads loose. You know what I mean? I could do it. So.
And November 5th, it's looking to go down. It's Stellar
November
Fights
5th,
with Ron Marshall.
Harrington, Delaware. Ron Marshall. I think he's coming down from Connecticut. Yeah.
So, final question for Patrick Brady.
Yeah, man.
And I think you know what it is.
What's that?
Prediction. Bold prediction.
First round KO.
First round KO.
Yeah, first round KO, man. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to touch me. I don't think he's going to be able to get to me. I mean, you know, he might chip away. I got a black eye. Like, I've been punched. You know what I mean? Like, my training partners are too good. I train too hard. I see shit that's too fast. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe he fucking knocks my head loose. I don't know, man. But my prediction and what I'm trying to do is, you know, I'm going to try to knock him out in the first round. So.
There he goes, Patrick Brady, getting ready to make his Stellar Fights debut, but he's looking to go 4-0 as a pro, and it's going down November 5th in Harrington, Delaware. Make sure you get your tickets from Patrick Brady or at stellarfights.com. For Patrick Brady, I am Adam Christ, and make sure you keep it locked to mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs.